person said, give your kid the dignity to experience the consequences, and as parents, recognize the consequence as good news. So what they were saying was their kid had been busted by the police for some really awful behavior, and instead of trying to fix the kid's problem in the legal system, they recognized this as an opportunity to let the kid suffer the consequences, which was a motivator for this young person to get help. So in other words, it's breaking the cycle of enabling. Okay, more wisdom. This woman is talking about her daughter. Kicking her out saved her life. Now that is really counterintuitive. You have a kid in your house, they're sick, they're acting out, they're doing all kinds of horrible things. You know they have a problem, and what you do with them, because they have this problem, is you kick them to the curb. You say, you are out of here. This woman told me that if she hadn't done that, her daughter would have died. She was a heroin addict. But that kicking her out of her house and using some tough love really made a difference. She said, someone told me to go to Al-Anon. It took me 6 months from the time of kicking her out to go back to Al-Anon, and then I got healthy, and then she got sober. That was the end of that one. In the middle of all of it, the important thing for me was recognizing that when things unfold, the consequences of their use and action, those consequences are good news. So that was a theme that came up over and over with these parents, that letting the kids suffer the consequence of their use was a motivating factor in that kid getting help and then eventually getting sober. I don't need to make the connections for them. Those consequences are the motivators. Do you hear that same theme again? From a recovering young son, this was a quote that a mom shared with me. God and mom are alike. They both never turned their back on me. So this was a mom who didn't enable, but she continued to let the son know that she cared about him and loved him and would support him in his journey to recovery if he decided to make that choice. And that if he didn't decide to make the choice, she still loved him, but she wouldn't enable him. All this stuff is really hard to do. So is there hope? Well, I mean, really, there is hope. There's hope. There are a lot of recovering people around. People get in recovery from this disease, and they have a really good life as a result of getting in recovery. I don't know if I'm assuming there's some recovering people in the audience, and they know what I'm talking about. Life changes in recovery, and life gets better over time. So what is a family to do? Well, first of all, you have to develop an understanding and acceptance of this. It's a disease. I think the question this woman asked me about, well, you need to find the underlying problem. I'm not sure people get sober finding the underlying problem. I think over time people want to know what it is and address it and address the pain that it might have caused.